Now we've got to get it playing back sound that you can hear and others in the room can hear. So that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to connect it up to either speakers, passive, or speakers, active. You decide, but one way or another, we'll get you beautiful sounds from your brand new to you cassette deck. We're going to wire up your cassette deck so that you can actually hear something. But I promised you this video and get instant playback. I promised it, I'll show it, let's do it. And if you can plug an RCA, you can finish this now. Some people call these phono plugs and some people call them RCAs. So for the purposes of this video, I'm going to call them RCAs. And so this is it. And if you're new to the channel, then welcome. This is something you may find useful. And if you do, maybe you'd like to subscribe. All we got to do now is decide whether we go for the passive speakers or the powered speakers. Let's toss a coin.
Left.
Okay, so there we go. We're going to start with the passive speakers. Don't they look happy? Really happy speakers. Say hello to the beaming boxes. These speakers dance to their own joyful tune. Passive speakers, what it means is speakers that haven't got amplifiers in the good old-fashioned sense. So that's what they look like. And you buy an amplifier and then you wire them up. It's quite simple, and I'll show you the connections here. All you do is place the speakers where you want them, then you cut the wire to the right length and you wire it in, just like this diagram shows. Good thing with this is you can actually have them 20 feet apart or 2 feet apart. It's entirely up to you. And finally, you connect the RCAs red to red, white to white from the back of the cassette deck into the amplifier input. So that's with passive speakers. What we'll do is at the end we'll look at the difference between the two. We're now going to get on to active speakers or powered speakers. Good thing about these is you just wire them up. You just go straight from the cassette deck straight into the input and it will just work. It's good, but they fall into different categories. You've got the Anchor there, the Anchor 2 for 24 quid. You got the speakers for the PC, which are 20 quid, and then you got these ones here, which are around about £800. A lot of active speakers, you're going to need something like this, which is a RCA to 3.5mm jack. It's quite simple. You just plug it in here. This is the one on the Anchor 2, and there's a similar hole on the Trust speakers. Obviously, one of the good things about these speakers is that you can actually choose exactly what you want to do, and you haven't got all the wires to worry about. It's rather nice in that respect. But you do need probably an RCA to RCA lead, which is where you go from straight out the back of the cassette deck right into the amplifier on the speakers directly. No mucking about. Well, whether you decide to go for passive speakers with an amplifier or go for active speakers is really down to the way you want to use it, because the beauty of the passive speakers is you can have them as far apart as you want, you can run wires to them, and you can have them tucked out of the way. They don't weigh as much as the active ones do because they've got amplifiers in them. So that's one of the benefits. Now, with the active speakers, you've got the thing that you've only got the speakers to worry about. You haven't got to worry about where you put your amplifier. But you have got to be able to get the signal to the speakers. So a lot of, and because we're talking cassette decks, you're not able to use the wireless functions. You've got to actually run a cable to them. So this all gets to be a bit, bit fun. So you decide what you want to do, and also decide on your budget. Because, for instance, the Anchor Soundcore 2, that's actually a very nice sounding speaker, but it's not hi-fi. Well, I'll tell you what, it sounds very good. I actually use an Anchor 3 on mine, on my record player, because it's got Bluetooth. But the Anchor 2 has the ability to plug into a cassette deck, and it sounds very nice indeed. If you want to go on to using passive speakers, if you've got a vintage hi-fi, you'll have passive speakers, and you can just plug into those. You're looking for the input that says aux or tape. You don't want to plug in the one that says phono. That's why at the beginning of this video I said I was going to call them RCA leads, because there is a function on the back of vintage amplifiers called phono, or also on those KEF speakers called phono, and that means where you plug in your turntable or your record player, whatever you want to call it, which is great. But when people used to call those leads that we had phono leads, people would get confused and plug them in the phono sockets, and then it would all go not nasty, but not very good. So don't do that. Only plug your leads into the aux or tape or any other sort of input that is not phono. Just a word to the wise. Okay, so that's it now. The other advantages of various systems, well, there isn't really any. If it sounds good and it looks good and you're happy with it, that's what you want. So hopefully this has given you a clue as to what to do. I'm going to do a follow-up to this, probably about how to actually tinker with the machines if there's enough demand. So if you've got anything from this, please like and subscribe. If you've got any comments, please put them in the comments below. And if you'd like any further follow-ups to this, well, put the suggestions down below as well. What's your experience with cassette decks and passive speakers and active speakers? Let me know, and we'll see where we can help each other out on this. Thanks a lot for watching. Catch you another time. Bye bye.